Scholar.
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 Not one of your other children was a National Merit Scholar. Scholar. Not one.
That Whitney has.
She was our first Dagmar Scholar. Dagmar Scholar. Dagmar Scholar.
Dagmar Scholar?
We sponsor disadvantaged children.
I get one National Merit Scholar every 9 years. So there's not a chance that you're not going to live up to your goddamn potential.
I actually come from a very privileged background. And by privilege, I mean prep schools, Yale. I was a Rhodes Scholar. I didn't even know what a Rhodes Scholar is.
I do know what a Rhodes Scholar is.
Really? Enlighten me.
Chris Christopherson.
First appeared in folklore around the time of Christ's crucifixion.
That's what the scholar at the roadshow said, that it was...
Seeing as how you're the scholar in the family.
I say, Pip, old chap, what a scholar you are.
She'd like to be someday.
Ibn al-Nafis.
What?
Arab physician and scholar. Practiced in the 13th century.
I'm Christopher Baudet, senior scholar here at the college. Shall we?
Yes.
Helen is the preeminent Virginia Woolf scholar. It was quite a coup to get her from Cambridge, but,
Is that all I'm here for?
What else? You're not a scholar.
I'll tell you what I am, okay? I'll tell you what I think I am.
Hospitality.
Hospitality.
Hospitality. Hospitality.
Hospitality.
But the magnificent dragon warrior, master of hospitality, would come to the rescue.
thanks for the hospitality.
Thanks for the hospitality.
We've been traveling around, getting a taste of the area. Isn't that right, Wendell?
Oh, yeah. My sister and I just love the English hospitality.
I don't like being lied to, Captain. Not after the hospitality that I have extended to you.
Well, I love this town. Everything you hear about Southern hospitality, it's true.
I extend to you my hospitality and protection in the light of the Seven.
We thank you for your hospitality, my lord.
Who knows? A little hospitality in an English house may make all the difference to the outcome.
Thank you again for the hospitality. We should begin preparations.
Good luck to all of you.
Thank you for the fine hospitality you have shown my country's distinguished president.
In the meantime, I hope that you will accept our limited hospitality. Hal, would you please accompany our honored guests to the mess tent?
Yes. Nice to do you. Thanks for your hospitality.
Distinctive.
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 Oh, come on. The accent is distinctive. I produced an album in San Juan.
Exactly. And you're gonna follow in the footsteps of all those great warriors. Every one of them had a distinctive musical theme.
I needed something bold. Distinctive. I think so.
And he drove a very distinctive car. It was a,
Gold VW Bug.
Note the distinctive shape of the wound, the depth.
His scars. There's a patch of them here. Very distinctive.
Yeah. Dreamy. Okay. What else? Piercings, jewelry, distinctive articles of clothing. Come on.
Oh, and he had a distinctive striped tie. Crimson and navy with gold triangles across the stripes.
And, how about his clothes? Do you remember anything distinctive about them?
I'm a distinctive man.
I don't think Mr. Raymond and I are as distinctive as we had hoped.
The bottle.
Bright orange has a pretty distinctive color.
It is.
Antoine's description's at all the checkpoints now, but I don't hold out much hope. The distinctive part of the description is his height.
Humble.
Humble. Humble. Humble.
humble,
Call this humble? Humble? Humble?
Single malt Scotch neat, right?
Humble, humble, humble. Devoted to family and home.
Welcome to my humble abode. Humble abode. Humble abode.
And how's your project coming? Are you still planning to change the way we humble scientists view memory assimilation?
Here's $1,000. I thank you in my humble way.
Voila! In view, a humble vaudevillian veteran, cast vicariously as both victim and villain by the vicissitudes of fate.
And who are you?
I am a humble admirer and a fellow practitioner.
Supposed to what? Make me quake? Make me humble?
Make you honest.
Welcome to my goddamn humble abode.
Welcome to your humble abode.
Guess what? You said I couldn't sell this? Well, you're gonna be eating a humble pie?
Then allow me to humble you. Your info tap on Senator Kerrigan died with Anna.
Microscope.
microscope,
Microscope.
microscope, microscope,
Microbiology professor.
What's that?
That's someone who studies things you can only see with a microscope. Microscope. So really, really, really tiny things.
Fascinated. You mustn't mistake that for desire or empathy. It's like I have a true monster under the microscope. Microscope.
Let me grab my microscope. Microscope.
Of course.
Dennis Trezors.
You're not buying this crap, are you, baby?
Someone go get a microscope so we can locate Mr. DeMarco's pecker.
You know what? I'm not stripping. I'm not stripping for no...
She spent her days looking at life through a microscope.
And nights.
Take a look at that sand in the microscope.
What is it?
A parasitic infection.
Find them. Yeah, I know how tough it can be. The crazy fans, the constant scrutiny, the pressure of living your life under a microscope. I mean, I can relate.
We'll put units on him. Put him under the microscope. If it's him, he won't be able to make a move without us knowing it.
After studying genetic blood anomalies, I've kind of know my way around a microscope.
Well, I hope it's better than that fusion place you took me to, where I needed this microscope to find the food. Oliver, hey.
Then when I was examining her blood in the microscope, she said, Mommy.
Our house has been under the microscope lately.
I already feel like I'm under the microscope.
Because you are.
Constitute.
Constitute.
constitute, constitute,
Constitute.
A little toy that constitutes a choking hazard, which is why the FDA banned those eggs.
I can't tell you how many questions I get on what constitutes the perfect marriage.
According to your contract, the failure of this contraption constitutes fraud.
For Christians, the fixed point of morality, what constitutes right and wrong, is a straight line that leads directly back to God.
Dear Ms. Lancaster, I cannot answer your questions, at least not in writing, because to do so would constitute a sequel.
Am I allowed to say you're looking incredible?
Technically, no. That would constitute sexual harassment.
Yeah, you're right.
Morning.
It's just soul-crushing in its utter banality, sufficiently asinine as to constitute a valid argument for eugenics.
Short of a court order, he's not going anywhere. And any attempt to take him would constitute tortious interference, and we would sue you and the NYPD into oblivion.
A trial will be held for each of them to determine if they're guilty of any acts that might constitute a violation of the tenets of the faith.
Okay, so the SEC has a lot of really boring rules about what constitutes as an investment for a private business.
Safe side.
We make sure the passage of the amendment constitutes the passage of the bill.
Unemployment doesn't constitute a natural disaster, Mr. President.
Advise.
Advise.
advise,
Advise.
Advise.
You're thinking about taking the Dorfman case. We would advise against it. Really? What else would you advise? Advise. Mr. Gardner, you're having money issues.
Good. Well, I would advise against a censure, but now that we're on the same page, shall we break for lunch?
No, you need to lie down.
No, I don't.
I strongly advise it. Advise it. Advise it.
Advise? Advice? What? All right, what's going on now?
We only advise on content.
Well, then you might have to throw in something extra.
We've got a court date tomorrow. Max has been more than generous with his offer. We advise you to take it.
So, you would advise me to take this?
It's the best deal we could have made.
And at what point is our job wrong?
When it fails our client.
So let's advise our client to accept the offer. That's $1 million. This firm is bankrupt.
Then negotiate with Will. Tell him. But I'll advise him not to take it.
Why?
I've seen the evidence.
You're a businessman.
Yes. Show a businessman a winning hand.
Go to hell.
I would advise you to talk things over with your lawyer, Mr. Gold.
You have 1.3 million. Now, many advisors would suggest stocks. I tend to advise interest-bearing bonds.
My second husband always advised against bonds.
Although in the future, I would advise you to keep our dealings private.
Excuse me?
I would advise the three of you that resistance is futile. I have endless patience.
Why not? Why isn't it your role? Aren't we Jedi Knights? Isn't it our duty to speak our minds to advise the Chancellor?
Perform.
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 I have seen you perform marvels, Da Vinci, but this is beyond even you.
I'm even thinking you could perform at the policeman's 4th of July picnic next month.
Or could we perform at your wedding instead?
My wedding.
Always check your chair before you perform a Riker. Perform a Riker. Perform a Riker.
Great set. I'm a comedian as well. I perform here sometimes.
Surfing normal waves is about how you perform when everything goes right. Big wave surfing, it's a different ballgame. It's about how you perform when everything goes wrong.
He agreed to loan me $2.2 million on condition that I perform various errands for him in the near future. Don't know what they are yet, but...
Look, we'd love to help, but we perform in front of a lot of people every evening.
How well you perform the presentation of the 7 forms will be a reflection of my abilities as a teacher.
It's not really the best time. Please, I've been waiting my whole life for this. I must see you perform the 3 needles.
2 minutes. Oh, I'm so sorry. I have to go perform.
Oh, that's cool. We gotta go solve a murder, so...
Wait, there is a procedure that could save his life, and you're saying you won't perform it?
I'm saying I can't perform it.
Please don't leave.
I know how to perform a lobotomy.
I perform hundreds of autopsies a year. Perhaps this will jog your memory.
I'm an actor. I wouldn't be offended if you asked me to perform a monologue or cry on cue.
How is that possible?
We won't know until we perform an autopsy.
Don't you need a body for that?
Tragic.
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 Tragic. Tragic.
Your life can be more than just impossible decisions. And a tragic end. And a tragic end. And a tragic end.
Tragic that I have to explain this.
James Bennett. Detective Bennett was tragic. It's tragic. It's tragic.
I mean, I do in a tragic sort of way.
Such a tragic accident. What accident?
Careful, mind.
He's a restless sleeper on account of the tragic loss of his eyelids.
It's real sad it had to happen. It's tragic for everybody.
We just don't want to subject that kid to our tragic marriage.
Our tragic marriage?
No, our tragic marriage.
Time has come for others to consider their own response to the tragic conflict of loyalties with which I myself wrestled.
You could see it as tragic, but your life has been anything but tragic.
That's cool.
Tragic?
It's the start of every tragic story.
Ambition.
Ambition. Ambition.
Ambition.
Ambition.
Accepting of me, the things I love, the ambition, what I aspire to be.
You knew me better than I know myself. You knew my dreams and my ambitions. Ambitions. Please don't tell me you're in love with someone else.
The vision could actually benefit you, me.
Chris, I appreciate your ambition. I really do.
Like, there's always going to be something more that your ambition is telling you that you need.
This one's my favorite.
It's about ambition.
Not approve of Gizam lots. But his ambition and greed serve my interests well.
I guess I'm gonna have to look for another rabbinical school. One that respects my ambition, one that recognizes my talent.
Yes, Arlos. Good luck to you.
Yeah, I guess you should know. I've always wanted to be in porn. Every caterer does. Well, I think I could be great.
Look, I respect your ambition.
After I died, I began to surrender the parts of myself that were no longer necessary. My desires, beliefs, ambitions, doubts, every trace of my humanity was discarded.
We have history club today. Those kids need.
There are 5 students in history club, Linus. They'll live.
Shouldn't we be encouraging the ones with ambition?
Doesn't have to escape me. I only want what's best for her.
I made the mistake of underestimating your ambition once. I won't do it again. No. No, it's like trying to explain alpha behavior to a lap dog. Because that's what you've been acting like. No ambition, no vision, no master plan.
Glance.
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 Really believe, Mr. Nobley, that you can know the worth of a person at a glance?
Okay, so on first glance, if you look at both heads, you don't see anything different.
But that's what you see at first glance. First glance.
Well, at first glance, I see you shortchanged yourself in some deductions.
Because even a cursory glance at this document has convinced me that there's no such person as Pumpkin.
I think he painted over the clay so no one would notice this spot on a first or even a second glance.
Do you see any trends based on those dates?
At first glance, no. I'll do a full analysis.
The big guys barely glance at each other, but they're ready to respond as a unit easily. Trying to cheat.
It was a glance, that's all. So the checklist is the first page on every patient clipboard. So you can see at a glance that Mr. Aranda has been checked in for coughing up blood.
We'll run the usual test, but first glance, carpet fibers aren't a match. Your girl wasn't killed in our office.
Relax.
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 Relax. Relax.
Relax. We're fine.
Relax. It is not what you're thinking.
At any moment.
Jesus Christ, man, relax.
Okay. Sorry.
Whoa, feisty pants.
No.
Okay, relax. Just calm down. Calm down.
All right. I'm okay. Just relax.
They will, Bellamy.
Relax, princess. No one saw us take him.
You're under pressure to reopen and breach the traffic.
Relax. We solved this one without you.
Relax. I'm not a double agent.
Relax. Just relax.
Okay.
Ambitious.
Ambitious.
Ambitious. Ambitious.
Ambitious.
Ambitious, she was ambitious, she was ambitious, and nipping at Mandy's heels.
Ambitious, ambitious, ambitious.
Right, there's nothing to like about any of it.
Then why do it?
Because he's ambitious and greedy. He's ambitious and greedy. He's ambitious and greedy.
I thought that your knowledge...
You're so ambitious, aren't you?
Look, the fund you're proposing is very ambitious. I mean, Harcourt, he'll want to see that this is a real business. He only cares about profit ratios.
This is ambitious. I know that, but...
You're ambitious.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite an ambitious plan.
Catherine is a bright, ambitious woman. She should be interviewing for that job.
I don't know, Castle. Maybe we're being too ambitious.
Maybe we should consider the spring of next year.
Very ambitious. Are you ambitious, Marisol?
I don't know. I just thought you were ambitious. Like me.
Reclaim.
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 We have a legend. A magical weapon, one that can help you reclaim your kingdom, and help you reclaim your kingdom, and help you reclaim your kingdom.
I think you intend to reclaim your captaincy, to reclaim your captaincy, to reclaim your captaincy.
When such a child is born, we leave it out. Let nature reclaim it, reclaim it, reclaim it.
My husband is trying to reclaim his youth by growing that horrible moustache. Do inform him that that ship has sailed.
Every Mordecai man.
So, if you'll excuse me, I have to go shower, change, and try and reclaim a small shred of my masculinity before going to work.
So that we can start to rebuild and reclaim.
If they're not killed simultaneously, then the survivor will reclaim power.
And their descendants, the Manellans, brought about the end of their civilization, trying to reclaim it.
Watson's offered to reclaim a greater role in our collaboration so that I might give you some more personal time.
Keep the change. The demons shall reclaim the land that was stolen from us.
Are you going to try to recover it?
Well, it's very difficult to reclaim funds once they've left the country.
Okay, as you know, every graduating senior had to place a special item in the capsule to be reclaimed at our 25th reunion.
Look at me. I'm wicked. But you don't have to be. Innocence reclaimed can be just as powerful as innocence born.
Administer.
Administer. Administer.
Administer.
Administered.
I've administered the virus to these 4 mice.
I have made investigations. I administer several cases at once.
I'm Dr. Lee. I'm here to administer your anesthesia. Administer your anesthesia. Administer your anesthesia. Okay, hi.
Right. I'll just administer a local anesthetic.
Don't bother.
I'll administer a course of antibiotics through the feeding tube. That should cure the infection.
The only way you're getting that insulin is if I'm administering it.
Mr. Schofield, looks like I'll be administering your shot today.
I only administered a mild sedative, just something to calm you down, not put you to sleep.
Ivo asked me to come aboard to administer last rites for a dying man.
There's a cure, and he knows how to administer it.
In blood and genetic markers. First, we administer the vaccine prototype.
Probably they're administering them, giving mandatory supplements to all their employees.
Detail.
Detail.
Detail. Detail.
Detail.
I'll let you go. Jack's office will handle the details. The details. The details.
It's just plastic pieces.
Yeah, but you gotta put them together and paint all the details.
Well, we're a start
startup company, and we're launching our very first retail store, so there's a lot of details that you'll be responsible for. They're only asking me details about things I know nothing about. Okay, June, this has all the details that Han sent his mom about you.
Tell me everything that happened, leave out no details.
It was...
I came by to discuss wedding details with, while we had intercourse.
We're having sex every night. I think I deserve details.
You have more details than most.
We seek shelter.
Take a look at some of the fine details up here.
She doesn't even work here anymore, and she's still out there trying to help her patients.
What the hell are you doing sharing patient details with someone who doesn't even work?
Entertain.
Entertain. Entertain. Entertain.
entertain,
Grace is your grandmother?
Yeah. What are you doing here?
I entertain the residents. I entertain the residents. I entertain the residents.
Surprise you? Do you think I should entertain you? Entertain you? Entertain you? What are you looking at so closely?
Magic is deception, but deception designed to delight, to entertain, to entertain, to entertain, to inspire.
I don't think you did. Your first film was wonderful and entertaining. We could see ourselves in it.
Hey, man, where you going?
That's your job.
What's that?
Entertain the ladies.
You know, I mean, I was a kid, and your mother and I, we didn't have a lot of toys or video games and things, so we had to find ways to entertain ourselves.
Oh, how about your dogs, who entertained us so well this evening?
Guys, cover me, entertain these beautiful ladies.
The idle rich are hard to entertain.
I'll entertain your friend.
The small gesture the House of Wheel makes to inspire and entertain the city.
Vocation. Vocation.
Vocation.
Vocation.
Vocation.
A way of learning about all different kinds of people. And what's your vocation?
My vocation. I've done lots of different jobs.
I always thought you'd end up a writer like your old man.
So what Ivy League school are you hiding at, Doug?
Doug did not follow in the family vocation. He's,
I bounce.
No, I don't mean because of your vocation. I mean because you're a decent young man, and there are not many of those who make their way into Fox River.
What was his problem?
He chose a vocation that did not choose him.
The sheer audacity of this fresh, brave voice of the culinary scene reminded me why I write about food as a vocation.
As your sponsee, but as a friend and colleague whose vocation creates certain overlapping interests. Mark. But if I'm honest, I'm quite glad that he did. Life is so much better with a vocation, don't you think? Speaking of which...
Internet journalist was his vocation of choice. Only started driving for Zeus a couple of months ago.
Not murderers.
The frequency of overlap between those two vocations might surprise you.
But as I predicted, a good number of the crew have defected upon learning of their new vocation.
Vessel. 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 Vessel.
Vessel.
Water. I am in some kind of vessel. A vessel. In the dream.
I'm not joking around. Jonathan, tell me about this vessel. Is it seaworthy?
All right. No. I went to Greenland, and then I got on a fishing vessel, tracking Sean, and...
You will never get the rings, Drex. Megas rams his vessel into the Darkonian ship.
Are you in trouble, Ted? Well, you're already very much in trouble, Ted. The Prophetess is a mercantile vessel, not an underground railroad for escaping slaves.
If you're here, you have not the coin to hire such a vessel yourself, which leaves but one choice available. Am I right?
Your vessel is carbon-based. Mine is silicon. Your thoughts are chemical. Mine are digital.
And Alex, was he too?
Our vessel was 3 days out of Tahiti when our instruments malfunctioned.
Every blood vessel in the body explodes inside you. It's an upgrade to the kill chip, you idiots.
If they want to be left alone,
Then why infiltrate a military vessel?
It's a fine vessel you got there. When did you get in?
What vessel?
Why, that one, right?
Shell.
Shell. Shell. Shell.
Shell.
Shell casing. Shell casing. Shell casing. Would have ejected to the right.
No. No blood, no shell casings, shell casings, shell casings, no nothing.
Talking snails.
Actually, he's a snail. I'm a slug. No shell over her, baby. No shell over her, baby. No shell over her, baby.
So what you hiding in your hand there, Prinsley?
Exploding 9mm shell.
This shell provides solid protection.
Right? Randall, what's the password?
It's Advantage, Red Shell Toe. Tell Carl that's what you're looking for.
Really?
Somebody did. And it keeps coming back to you.
We've got a shell casing at the crime scene. And our agent's guns don't match it.
Bernard.
No bullet wounds, no shell casings, no weapons in evidence.
While they have CSU run its prints when they get here?
Got 2 shell casings here. 9mm, same as the cop's gun.
Assassinate him.
I was very discreet. I wired the money through a shell corporation I own from an offshore account.
For ourselves. We can't just let people die. If we do, we'll trust in shells. Not really alive at all. Active.
Active. Active.
Active. Active.
Now, there are 3 recycling mills in Los Angeles, all of which are in the downtown area.
2 are still active, but the 3rd went out of business over a year ago.
No. I'm active, but I'm not popular. Control room active. Active.
How long have you been active?
A little over 3 months.
What about before that? My understanding is you covered the campus and they were pretty active, right?
Some asinine critics seem to have missed the vision of my first.
And you aim to prove them wrong.
Once I definitively prove that the culpers remain active, I will be lecturing at Harvard with tenure.
My storehouses, my safe houses, my traditional houses, if they have Teddy, they have it all. Why keep it active after all this time?
What's that?
It's an active kill.
Assuming that you were telling the truth about your age and weight, your resting heart rate should be about 70 beats per minute. Your active heart rate, however, that was...
One of our agents fell out of an active op, and this mission requires a young woman.
These motherboards, where are they?
What? These haven't been active in 20 years.
Get them.
Yeah, no one's gonna see him. So what about the mole hunt? Closing in. The mole is active. Knows your back, but not where you went or who you got.
Now, you and I are going to take this. I want to keep this circle tight. I don't know who we can trust. Are those lights still active?
Abnormal.
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 Abnormal. Abnormal.
Okay, that's normal now. No school on Thursdays. No Mondays. Those are really bad. Living in Chicago is abnormal. Yeah, really abnormal. Really abnormal. Really abnormal.
Normal sperm have an oval head with a long tail. Abnormal sperm has defects that can affect the ability of sperm to reach and penetrate an egg.
I found this case in the ER. White male, mid-30s, loss of consciousness, abnormal EKG, abnormal EKG, abnormal EKG.
The EEG didn't show any abnormal brain activity.
Have you witnessed any abnormal behavior by animals in your neighborhood?
All right, let's run some tests. There was an abnormal shift in the velocity of the current.
I've discovered several cellular anomalies in his blood that I've been unable to categorize.
The mutations seem to have triggered the abnormal development of basic kinesthesia and reflexes.
Normally?
Huh?
You said normally. Just like I do this so much that I'd have a normal and an abnormal version of it?
Why can't we ever have normal soup?
Danielle, there's nothing abnormal about basil puree.
Well, just keep your eye on me. You know, if I do anything even slightly abnormal, put a bullet in my head.
Payment.
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 Payment. Payment.
Where is the package? Once my client sees the payment, she'll take us all to its very secure hiding spot.
It's $250,000. It's a down payment. A down payment. A down payment. We'll call it a layaway plan.
Your Excellency, there was the matter of payment. Payment. Payment.
Hey, how much down payment are you working with?
Look like, I don't know, got some cash.
We can start your payments at $25 a month. Yeah, you're welcome.
You don't. I promised you your payment first.
Step right up, brother. Get your cure. Have your payments ready. Canned food only.
I'll ask how long they can give us and what scale of payment they'll accept.
And he'll have the rest of the payment before he's missed it.
What payment?
Remainder of the debt.
What would that look like?
We give you an upfront payment for the right to use your brand.
Passport.
Passport. Passport.
Passport.
Passport.
You've got the passports, right?
What?
You've got them?
Yeah.
I want my passport. Passport. Passport.
Look.
A trip to IHOP, but make sure you bring your passport, because it's international.
Right. So take back the passports. The passports. The passports. After little Toto, we're not taking on any new customers.
Well, no disrespect, but I ain't no new customer. You've been dealing with me for a long time. You keep the passports. Keep the money, too.
No passports in my kingdom, baby. No bags?
What's going on?
It's, passport protest.
I'll just be on my way. Do you mind if I take a look at your passport?
Give it up, James. You're a volunteer officer. Why would you need to look at the boy's passport?
William Holt, British passport. You just got into town 2 weeks ago.
Don't lie to me, Richard. Beckett is here. Your passport is gone.
Dual citizenship. He flew out on a Lebanese passport.
It was just a simple passport request.
A passport request?
Yes, that's why he called.
You said he was requesting a passport. A Venezuelan passport?
Yes, of course.
Hunt.
Hunt. Hunt.
Hunt.
Hunt.
The hell are you? You don't know what you've done, pal. You think he's gonna laugh this one off? He will hunt you down. Hunt you down. Hunt you down.
They hunt the fish. They hunt the fish. They hunt the fish. And other sharks. It's as if the cycle of predation governed the evolution of species.
Okay, then. But you can't hunt without a weapon.
Then we have to hunt. Anyone we can spare goes out.
All right, gang. Let's split up into teams of 2. When you hear the sound of the bugle, the hunt begins. Okay.
Come on, boys. The hunt is on. Meet back at the barn.
If a madman created a scavenger hunt, this is what it would look like.
Crime? What crime? I lured him here so I could hunt him.
Hunt him? Like, hunt him?
Affirmative. Hunt him for sport. That's what I do.
Is this another test? 'Cause if Hunden hasn't done anything wrong, then hunting him is, what's the word? Wrong?
I don't look, I hunt.
What script? The scavenger hunt.
Castle, what's going on?
A scavenger hunt?
No fishing gear? You hunt with tranquilizer guns.
He took a rifle.
Where are you going?
Blackbridge Woods. He likes to hunt there.
We will hunt down the murderer, Dale Barbaro.
I warned you not to hunt me.
George. We have a duty to the American people to hunt down those responsible, so no, I don't sleep most nights.